Day 19. Reading. The Princess and the Ugly Dwarf, Part 2. Armed with his new gift, Nal stealthily entered Damayanti's chamber in the palace and waited for the right moment. When she was finally alone, Nal appeared in his true form. Startled, Damayanti asked, "Who are you?" She noticed his handsome form and continued, "Are you a human or a god? How dare you enter my chambers without permission? I am Nal, the prince of the Nishad kingdom. I have come to you as an ambassador of the gods Vayu, Varun, Agni and Indra. They are fascinated by your beauty and desire that you choose one of them at the Swayamvar tomorrow." Damayanti smiled. "I am happy to see you, Nal. You have been on my mind ever since a golden swan told me about you. You are the man of my dreams, and I have given my heart to you. Then how can I marry one of the gods? Besides, I am a mortal and the gods are not." "Oh, Damayanti, you are more beautiful than I ever imagined. But I don't have the power to go against the wish of the mighty gods. I have made a promise to them. It is a Swayamvar, Nal, and I will decide whom I will marry," said Damayanti firmly. "Please don't interfere." Nal used his gift to invisibility and left the palace. He met the gods, conveyed Damayanti's message to them, leaving them disappointed and wondering about what they should do next. The next day, all the princes come to the Swayamvar. The four gods changed their appearances to look like Nal and sat near him. Soon Damayanti arrived, holding a garland in her hands. He gazed at the princesses in the audience, and to her astonishment, she saw 5 Nals sitting next to each other. She realized that the gods had made a crafty move. She prayed to them, "Oh dear gods, I have the right to choose my husband today. You are indeed great souls, but if my love for Nal is true, you will show me mercy and give me the ability to see you in your real forms. If I am not with Nal, I cannot be happy with anyone and will never truly love any of you with my heart." The gods were touched by her tender appeal. Instantly, Damayanti was able to differentiate between Nal and the 4 gods, even though they outwardly still appeared to be like him. She noticed that the 4 gods were not batting their eyelids, while Nal was doing so like all mortals. Smiling, she stepped forward and garlanded Nal. The 4 gods blessed the couple and gave boon to the groom. Indra said, "I promise to attain all your pujas and yagnas. I will be with you whenever you call upon me," promised Agni. Varun and Vayu also give similar boons, and the gods left for their abode. On their journey home, the 4 gods met the well-dressed Kali, the deity and degradation and depravity. "Where are you going?" the gods asked him. "I am off to Damayanti's Swayamvar. You can head back because Damayanti had already chosen Prince Nal," they said. Kali was very disappointed and felt cheated. As he returned home, he promised himself that he would teach Nal and Damayanti a grave lesson sometimes during their lives. Damayanti married Nal with great pomp and show. The world rejoiced at the perfect match. Damayanti accompanied her husband to the kingdom of Nishad. Together they had 2 children. Nal was a fair and just king. and he took care of his subjects and formulated strict rules about hygiene and health. The subjects were happy, and Kali could not enter the kingdom for a long time, as he could only make his way inside if there was a presence of dirt, bad habits, and injustice. One day, Nal forgot to wash his feet before his evening prayers. Kali seized the opportunity and entered the Nal's body. From that day on, Kali played games with Nal's mind, causing the king to begin losing his mental and physical health. Pushkar, Nal's brother, invited him for a game of dice. Nal usually refused such invitation, but this time he accepted it under Kali's influence on his mind. Damayanti was unhappy with her husband's decision. He kept telling Nal to change his mind, but he refused. When it was time, the game started. At first, Nal bet his army. When he lost, he gambled all his wealth and lost that too, followed by the forfeiture of the kingdom in the third round. Kali, happy with what he had accomplished, left Nal's mind and body, knowing that Nal had nothing more to lose. Pushkar shamelessly said to his brother, "The kingdom is now mine. Leave. You are no longer welcome here." Damayanti then wisely arranged for her two children to be sent to her parents' home. Dejected, Nal knew that he must do as told. His subjects felt miserable about this turn of events and knew that they could not stand up to Pushkar, their new king. Nal told Damayanti to also return to her father's home so that she could live in comfort, but she refused. She insisted on living with him. So the couple left the kingdom for a nearby forest. Nal knew that he had done wrong. Damayanti was a princess and a queen, and here she was with him, wandering through the forest without food. For a few days, the husband and wife survived only on water. One day, Nal saw some birds hopping about on the ground. He decided to catch the birds and sell them. This way, he could earn some money to buy food for his wife. So he undressed and threw his clothes over the birds like a net. To his surprise, the birds had the clothes in their beaks and flew away. Now poor Nal had no clothes. When Damayanti found out, she felt terrible and gave Nal half of her sari so that he could at least cover himself. Together they started walking until they came across an intersection of three roads, one to Ujjain, one to Vidarbha, and one to Ayodhya. Nal again tried to convince his wife to go back and her maternal home. "Why don't you stay with your parents for some time? Our children are also there, and you will be comfortable